So let's break down yet another way we can use the minor scale, this time to write some really cool modern metal sounding riffs. And if you've ever listened to bands like Monuments or Dreamwake or solo artists like Ollie Steele, formerly of Monuments, or Clayton King, these guys will use this concept to write some really fast, intricate sounding riffs, really only focusing around using octaves of the same note. So in previous videos, we focused on playing the minor scale on the 5th fret of the 5th string, going vertically up and down the neck. But today we're just going to focus on 2 strings, and both strings are tuned to the same note, C. And if you're in any drop tuning, the low note and the 4th string are both the same note. So we can play the same pattern and it's still going to be in the minor scale. So we'll be playing the minor scale going horizontally up and down the neck. And the scale pattern looks like this. And the same thing on the next C string. So in the opening riff I played, I only played those 2 strings and just different combinations of those notes. And I really leaned heavily on the open string to fill in some dead space between some of what we can call the lead notes being played on the fretboard. So I really just started with basically playing the scale, starting from the open string, then going up to the 2nd fret, the 3rd fret, the 5th fret, worked my way up, played a short chord pattern to kind of break up the riff, and then descended the scale all the way back down. And a really good way to start practicing this is to play the minor scale on both strings as kind of an exercise, just to get yourself familiar with this playing pattern. And it would look something like this. So I just played the minor scale on both strings and used the open low C note to fill in the space before I went to the next 2 notes. And then to make it sound a little more interesting, I used the high C string to play a note ahead of where the low C string is. So the opening riff, I played like this. So just like anything else, start that slow, just so you get used to the pattern of it, and then build up speed. And once you add the speed to it, that's when it really comes together to a nice, intricate sounding riff. But there's definitely no problem with playing it slow. It all depends on what kind of a song you want to write. So we absolutely can write a slower song that sounds like this. So even playing that right there has a really nice sound to it. It's a really cool riff, and adding some drums and some bass and maybe some lead guitar over top can really kind of bring it to life. And again, a really good way to practice this is just play the scale up and down to get used to how it sounds. So we're playing the open string and then play the next 2 notes, the open string again, the next 2 notes, and so on and so forth. And then do the same thing down. And that can again look like this. So it could be that you play the first 2 notes as down picks, and then the 3rd note can be played as an upstroke or an up pick. And then a couple other things you can do, just like all of the other exercises or writing concepts, is start to add things like slides and bends and hammer-ons and pull-offs, or in this case, we can add some power chords in between the notes to really give it a big sound. So something like this. So start to use that as an exercise just to get used to the concept and your picking pattern and what feels comfortable for you to play. And then again, start to add things like hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, and power chords just to make it sound a little more interesting and unique to your writing. And as always, start slow, start small, work on one thing and get really good at it, and then start to add layers to it and start to build from there. Don't get frustrated, and remember that repetition is going to be your best friend when it comes to playing efficiently. And thanks again so much for the support for all these videos. I've seen a lot of requests for different topics and different songs, and I have them in a list, so I'll definitely try to get to them. And if I don't, just keep reminding me, I'll definitely get to that topic or that song, because I want to make sure that that we connect the dots to things that you may already know with what you want to write or songs that you already know to make everything make sense. And if you are looking to dive really deep into these kind of concepts and are looking for one-on-one lessons, I do offer virtual lessons, and you can reach out to me by going to the link in the description below. I would love to hear from you and find out more about your goals on the guitar. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bar, and I'll see you in the next one.